Have you ever lie awake at 2 a.m. and replaying a conversation from 3 days ago, wondering if thanks again sounded too desperate? Then welcome to Overthinking Olympics. I didn't just qualify, I am the reigning champion. If you ever stress-free eaten a cereal while mentally drafting a reply to a Slack message that you haven't even opened, this episode is for you. Hey, welcome to She Works It Out, the podcast for anyone whose brain doesn't have a chill setting. I'm your host Sonal, a professional overthinker, part-time mind reader in my head, and someone who once second-guessed a thumbs-up emoji for 5 minutes. Today, we are diving into magical, maddening world of overthinking. That exhausting brain spiral where your mind goes from, did I say anything wrong, to will I die alone with unread emails within 5 seconds. So buckle up. We have got stories, laugh, and hard-won lesson about letting go and not letting your inner critique run the show. So let's get into it. My first story today is about the email that broke my soul. So once I spent 25 minutes writing a 3-line email. It started as, "Hi Sarah, just checking in on the proposal." And then it became, "Hope this week is going well. Just wanted to follow up on the deck I sent on Monday. No pressure." And eventually it was, "Hi Sarah," a smiley emoji. "Hope you're surviving this week," a laugh emoji. "Just circling back. Let me know if you need anything from me. Thanks again so much," another smiley emoji. And why? Because I panicked. I rewrote it 8 times. So the lesson here is your worth is not measured in how perfectly you craft an email. Sometimes, "Hey, did you see this?" is enough. But wait, let's go even more dramatic. So my next story is about the one where I misread a compliment. A colleague once said, "You are so detailed." And what I heard? "You are slow. You overthink everything. You are exhausting." I spiraled. Then I Googled. When someone says detailed, what do they mean? Do they mean annoying? And turns out he genuinely appreciated that I caught a typo in his presentation. So the lesson here is not everything needs decoding. Sometimes a compliment is just a compliment. Wild, I know. Speaking of decoding things that do not exist, my third story is about the WhatsApp typing indicator saga. So the other day, my partner started typing. Then he stopped, then he typed again, then he stopped. For 15 minutes, I watched the typing bubble come and go. Like the Morse code for "you are unlovable." And he finally sent a message saying, "Hey, sorry, was distracted. Wanna go out tonight?" Really? So the lesson here is the typing bubble is not your enemy, your brain is. And from overthinking, that doesn't limit itself to romance. Oh no, my next story is about the conference call where I muted myself mentally. So once I had this amazing idea in the meeting, a really good one. I waited for the right time to say it. I waited, and then someone else said it. They got the praise and I nodded. Then I spent next 3 hours wondering why I freeze when it counts. So the lesson here is speak up when your gut says go. The worst thing that happens, you stumble. And the best thing, you finally own your brilliance. Because here's what happens when you do speak. So my next story is about the presentation I almost didn't give. So I was invited to speak at a panel. I almost said no because my imposter syndrome was yelling, "Who do you think you are?" But I said yes I prepared like my life is dependent on it. And guess what? People laughed at my jokes. They clapped. They asked questions. I even got a DM that said, I was feeling exactly what you said. Thank you. So the lesson here is courage isn't about not doubting. It's doing the things with a doubt. And while we are talking about courage, here is from my parenting file. So the story is about the birthday party breakdown. So my kid wanted a simple birthday party at home. I overthought everything. What if no one shows up? What if cake sucks? What if I forget something? I made a big list. I panicked. I even ordered backup for balloons. I cried over sprinkles. The day came. Kids played. Cake was messy. House was loud, but it was perfect. The lesson here is perfection is not the goal. Joy was. So let's wrap up this whole thing before I overthink how long this episode is. Here is what I am learning. Overthinking is your brain trying to protect you. Okay? But often it's solving a problem that doesn't even exist. So you don't have to triple proof your email. You don't have to, or you don't need to script every conversation. And you don't have to perfect to be powerful. Next time when your brain spiral and say something, just say, thanks brain, I got this. And hey, don't forget to follow or subscribe. Tap that button like it's a nice last slice of cake and your kid just turned his back. And tell me your greatest overthinker moment. I might read them in future episode. Until then, take a deep breath. You are working it out one hilarious spiral at a time. Thank you. Bye.